Welcome back by this new video. Today we are going to talk about the 3 Walibi theme parks, based after my visits to all parks in the past year. I am going to rank the parks in 5 parts, so let's get started. We start with roller coasters. On the 3rd place is Walibi Alpes. This park has 6 coasters total. 2 major thrill coasters in Mahuka and Mystic, which are both awesome coasters. Then they have in Classic Boomerang, a family wooden coaster, a Wild Mouse coaster, and a Zero Tivoli coaster. So their lineup is pretty decent, but personally, I think the park could use a new family coaster. And it is sort of confirmed that that is going to happen by the manager last year. He was talking about a coaster like Tiki Waka or Pegase Express. On the 2nd place, we find Walibi Belgium, with the major coaster Conda, but also Pulsar and Turbine, a classic Boomerang, SLC, and a pretty bad wooden coaster, together with a great selection of family coasters like Calamity Mine, Tiki Waka, and Macalodon, and on Junior Coaster in Fun Pilot. On the 1st place, we find Walibi Holland, with some awesome coasters like Untamed, Yoy Goliath, Lost Gravity, and Express, Platform 13, but also some classic ones like Condor and Speed of Sound, together with 2 junior coasters in Draco and Eat My Dust. This park earlier on only needed a good family coaster, and this year they got it in the Yoy Chill side. Next up, we're going to look at the dark rides at the parks. On the 3rd place, we find Walibi Alpes. If you look at the darker database, they only have 1 dark ride, and that is a 4D cinema, so not really a dark ride. On the 2nd place, we find Walibi Holland, which only has 1 dark ride in Merlin's Magic Castle, which is a good madhouse. On the 1st place, we find Walibi Belgium, with 3 dark rides and a 4D cinema. You have a fine Vekoma Madhouse in Palais du Genie and 2 interactive shooters in Popcorn Revenge and Challenge of Tutankhamun. Next up is water rides. On the 3rd place, we find Walibi Alpes, with 3 water rides, a water flat ride, a mild river rapid ride, and a log flume with 1 small and 1 big drop. On the 2nd place, we find Walibi Holland with a fine rapids ride, a splash battle, and a log flume with 3 drops. On the 1st place, we find Walibi Belgium with 3 water rides, including a good rapids ride, a big log flume with 3 drops, and Pulsar, a massive power splash coaster. Next up is rides total. On the 3rd place, we find Walibi Alpes, with a total of 28 rides, including a few thrill rides, but mostly family rides. On the 2nd place, we find Walibi Holland with 37 rides, including a lot of thrill and family rides. On the 1st place, we find Walibi Belgium with 42 rides, with lots of rides for the family, and also some thrill rides. Next up is theming, the last part of this ranking. 3rd, Walibi Holland. Some parts are nicely decorated, but if you look at the new coaster Yoy, it almost doesn't have any theming, and at a lot of buildings they put spray paint, and I personally don't like that type of theming. But still, there are some nice theming elements in the queue for Express. On the 2nd place, we find Walibi Alpes. This park has some nicely detailed areas, including their new exotic zone, which is great looking. But there are only 3 big themed areas in the park. On the 1st place, we find Walibi Belgium, with some awesome detailed themed lands and areas, including their new Dock World area, which is awesome looking. So for my top 3 Walibi theme parks, the 3rd spot is for Walibi Alpes. The 2nd place is for Walibi Holland, and the 1st place is for Walibi Belgium. So what are your thoughts on all 3 Walibi theme parks, and what is your top 3?